A little bit about myself. I would start by saying I'm a husband, I'm a dad to a boy and a girl, and on top of that, I have a career. I'm a quantity surveyor. That's my training or my profession, if you like, and I graduated from the University of Nairobi in 2007. Practiced for about 5 years in the construction industry, and after that I jumped into oil and gas industry. That's in the year 2012. So to date, I think I've done about a little bit over nine years in oil and gas, and I guess that's why QSK decided to invite me to do this feature. What inspired me to jump into oil and gas? It was actually, one of those experimental things I was doing. Experimental in terms of I like learning a lot, and when the opportunity came up, I saw an advert in the papers, and I thought of going into oil and gas and learning a thing or two if I would qualify. And thank God I made it in the interview, got this job as a cost engineer, and it was a completely new area for me. But what drove me to make this transition was the need to learn what all this oil and gas is all about. And I think I was to go in for 1 year. After that, I was hoping to come back into the construction industry, and 1 year has translated into 9+
years now.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for the opportunity that came up and the learning that has happened so far. No regrets.
Okay.
I would look at it, maybe if you allow me, I would look at it in terms of the opportunities of a quantity surveyor in the oil and gas industry.
Exactly.
And I say that because roles are defined by businesses depending on the structure they have, their strategy, and so many other parameters. But then looking at the opportunities that exist for a quantity surveyor in the oil and gas industry, I think the chief one is cost management, which we as quantity surveyors do very well. That's one of the major opportunities that's there, and that comes with all the facets of cost management. That's from estimation, budgeting, cost control, cost monitoring, all those things come in, and these are opportunities for quantity surveyors. The other one is, I think, scheduling, what we call planning. This is using the software such as Microsoft Project, Primavera, or all these other planning softwares or scheduling softwares that we have. And I guess as quantity surveyors, we are able to conceptualize the process of either construction or undertaking a project and plan it very well. So that's another opportunity that exists. And then there's also the area of risk management, right from risk identification to the whole continuum of risk management. So that's another opportunity that quantity surveyors can do very well because of their training, their commercial training and ability to, estimate and assess various things. The other one, I would say contract advisory, and this is a very big area for quantity surveyors. And I think some of the best contract advisors I've worked with in the oil and gas industry. Some of them, most of them actually are quantity surveyors, and some of them come from Australia, New Zealand, the US, UK. Most of these guys are quantity surveyors. So I see this as something that quantity surveyors need to take up. And just introduce the oil and gas or the energy aspects to learn what how to structure those contracts, how to manage those contracts. I think those are some of the opportunities I would see. And of course the area of value, adding value to the whole aspect of business, which as quantity surveyors, again, we get very good training in. Yeah. I think I'll go back to the training we get. There's a lot of focus in construction, but I see what we bring to the table is quantity surveyors as value addition.
Yes.
And this would mean that we'll need to customize or really introduce areas in our learning in either college or in the university, some of these aspects that would guide us to adding value in the industry. And this would include laying more emphasis on things like planning, things like use of all these softwares that we utilize. And I guess that will require more discussion to establish the specific softwares that people are going to learn. The other one is risk management. There's also a bit of, not a bit, but project management need to be given a lot of focus if we are going to train people that are able to conceptualize a project, be it oil and gas, renewables,
yes.
Power, all these infrastructural projects that are coming up. We need the quantity surveyor to come in, with to provide that value. And I think if we lay a lot of focus on that right from the training, that would really improve us as a profession and give us that position in the industry. Technology, I think there's a lot. Sometimes when you talk about technology, you're not very sure what to mention because it's possible. By the time you're talking, there's already something new which came up, in the last few days that you've not been able to be aware of. But I think there's an area which is really coming up, which is the BIM, Building Information Modeling. And I think that can be, expanded to ranks or, expanses that you cannot even think
of.
Yeah. So I guess we would need the quantity surveyor to be abreast with all these facets of technology that are coming up, and make sure when people are talking about BIM, you're not just a blank, but you're able to provide information about it. You're able to use it. Then when you go to say an area like in oil and gas, there's so many of those softwares or technology that are there, and for you to be able to either speak the language or be able to interact with the other colleagues in the industry, you need to be very conversant with all these technologies. That means you have to be a continuous learner. You have to be hungry for learning and information, which is going to really elevate you to unimaginable levels if you like. My advice has been, learn. Just be hungry for information, and again, just the bare ambition, ambition and vision. By the time you're either in college or finishing college, you need to be focusing on what do I need by these milestones in my life. So if you want, you need you need to be very, very ambitious. You need to have a vision that's guiding you. And I always tell this story of when I was graduating, I knew I wanted to work with a consulting quantity surveyor. I knew I wanted to the specific of even identifying specific firms that I knew would give me what I was looking for as a graduate and as a professional in the construction industry. And thank God most of those things have fallen into place, but because I had that guiding vision of where I want to be at a specific time. So just learn all there is to learn, and again, try as much as possible to be visible visible in terms of participating in IQSK activities, participate in the broader construction or the built environment industry affairs. If it's platforms like the LinkedIn, get in there, do a very strong profile, and make sure you contribute to either adding knowledge or propagating that knowledge, and that's how you're going to be visible. One of the biggest, that's the way to put. One of the biggest advantages of joining IQSK and being a member, it's those opportunities, either opportunity to learn, opportunity to get a job, opportunity to network, opportunity to make impact in the society. And I think IQSK has done this very well by organizing learning forums, by organizing forums where we give back to the society, by organizing forums where we network, and as someone said, your network is your network. So IQSK gives you this platform for you to be able to network with people in the industry that are going to really add to your network. So my advice to members or to people who wonder why should I pay that subscription every year, continue paying and continue participating. The problem or the reason why people would not see value in the subscription is maybe you just pay the subscription and you grumble it's too much, but you don't participate in the forums that IQSK provides. So participate, network with people, contribute, and that's the way you're going to get recognized. I think one of the areas is IQSK will need probably to try and advance will probably be advocacy, which will increase our impact in our society, in our country, and also it's going to bring to the for what other value that we can add to our country. Like I said, I am an those hungry learners. So I read a lot. Right now I'm reading a novel. It's fiction called The Last Days, and it's about the Middle East and all that. But when you look at what is happening in the Gaza right now between the Israel and the Palestinians, there's a lot of information in that book, and I think it gives you that information. And when people are talking about something, you're able to say 2 or 3 things from a position of information. So I read a lot. I like keeping fit, so I do runs, I go for walks with my family, plus I do a bit of golf, so I play quite a bit whenever the opportunity arises, and I'm also quite a good player of squash. So that's one of the things
that you do besides. Okay.